So they're going to try to get that taken care of, and so that's one of the unfortunate results of sprawl, where you have empty buildings in the downtown area, sitting vacant, unattended. I mean, buildings are meant to be occupied, and so the fact that they're sitting vacant creates a problem in terms of environmental hazard and safety, and then also appearance too. So hopefully those will be taken care of. So we're going to go right on to renewable energy. And this is something from December 16th. It came from the Bloomberg Newsweek website. And it's a study. The Iowa Power Fund creates 400 jobs per year. This is from December 16th. The Iowa Power Fund is generating more than $100 million annually in economic activity and creating more than 400 jobs a year. This study was conducted by an Austin-based company called Impact Data Source. They were commissioned by the Iowa Office of Energy Independence, which oversees the Power Fund. The study costs $75,000. And the study does go on to say the economic impact study shows Iowa is in a prime position to capitalize on investments in renewable energy technologies, such as biofuels, wind, and photovoltaic cells. The project sets the stage for growth of manufacturing, agriculture, and other economic sectors through future development of the energy industry in Iowa. In the long run, the study said the state could collect an additional $475 million in taxes because of the increased economic activity. The study goes on at a time when jobs, economic downturns, and unstable energy costs pose challenges for the state. These projects offer an opportunity for increased employment. And so that's some of the theme of what we've discussed here at Blue.Green.Fusion. The fact that renewable energy is relevant to economic development and job creation, and that a lot of the state initiatives have been guided by the Iowa Power Fund, and so hopefully those initiatives will continue because of their direct impact on the quality of life in Iowa. And we've looked at articles studying how people have gone through training programs at our community colleges and other sorts of training programs, and then actually found their skills able to translate from traditional construction to renewable energy construction. So it's pretty terrific. This article is on biodiesel. And as I read earlier, there is a biodiesel summit, well, not a biodiesel summit, but a renewable fuels summit coming up. And so we'll probably see more in the news about that. But this says, biodiesel industry primed to flourish. We'll see how. And this is from Washington, D.C. Boom times are ahead for a biodiesel industry that struggled just to stay alive in 2010. The industry could produce as much as 1 billion gallons in 2011, nearly triple this year's production, said Gary Hare, chairman of the National Biodiesel Board. Congress this month revived a critical $1 a gallon tax subsidy that had lapsed, and the industry will also benefit in 2011 from increased federal mandates on refiners to use biodiesel. There's also some more. Let's see. Certainly, we're very optimistic about 2011, and that's according to Hare, who is Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Renewable Energy Group of Ames, a top biodiesel producer. Increasing biodiesel production past 800 million gallons in 2011 will mean beating out Brazilian ethanol, and that will be tough to do given the relatively high price of soybean oil and the limited supplies of alternative feedstock, and that's according to Bruce Babcock, Iowa State University economist. And so there is a challenge to the United States from Brazil. Brazil is very active in the ethanol production. We're active from sugar. We're active in ethanol production from corn. And so a lot of it comes down to state support and then state policy, how our companies or our industries are able to compete. And so that's some issues that might be addressed at the Renewable Fuels Summit coming up on January 25th. Maybe. We'll find out. Um, I want to also address something that's pretty exciting. It's from the Des Moines Register, and it's a big, huge headline that just caught my eye. Huge Mid-American project to boost wind capacity by 17%. And so that's a pretty exciting headline to see in our paper. According to them, the addition of 258 turbine generators will provide electricity for $190,000 customers and keep Iowa at the top in wind power. All right, and so they're planning to expand and build next year in Adair, Adams, Calhoun, and then Cass counties. The new project will provide electricity to electric customers in Iowa by 2012 and expand Mid-America's nation-leading capacity of wind energy among investor-owned utilities from its current 1,280 megawatts to 1,877 megawatts. 1 megawatt can power between 250 and 500 homes. And so Iowa is second in the United States for wind energy development and capacity behind Texas. And because of Iowa's smaller population, Iowa ranks first in the nation per capita. And so there is a story about how Iowa came to be where it is, but there's also a story about how Texas came to be where it is too. California was once upon a time first in the leading edge of renewable energy, including wind and solar. Policy and infighting and something else led Texas to bypass them. For one, Texas does have quite a bit more of actual wind capacity. If you look at a wind map, Texas is first in the nation. But then also George W. Bush, someone you wouldn't think, was governor of Texas for, I believe, 2 terms. And while he was in office, he wrote pretty aggressive policies and pushed aggressive legislation to allow renewable energy, particularly wind, to penetrate the market. Texas is a pro-energy state, and so they're pro-wind energy now too as well. And so it does come down to policy, and the fact that Chet Culver also pushed that agenda led Iowa to come in second. And then wind is actually one of the renewable energy forms over biodiesel or even solar that have penetrated traditional energy market here in the United States. And so that was looking forward from Texas. Great. All right, let's see. I believe that's all from that article. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. They're going to get the turbines from the Siemens plant in Fort Madison and Hutchinson, Kansas. The state gave Siemens a $1 million forgivable loan. And then there are also, Mid-American is also buying 52 turbines from RPM Access, West Des Moines. And I visited RPM Access, their office out in West Des Moines. I guess you could call it between Jordan Creek area and the West Des Moines Library. A very, very, very busy office, but they do a lot of work in the community in terms of wind, and so it looks like they were able to land that project. Okay, and so we've talked about how Texas bypassed California, and then how Iowa bypassed California too. There's a story about how China moved past the United States in terms of wind capacity, and then also Spain and Germany and the UK. And the key for them was the local manufacturing of turbine components, gearboxes, nacelles, parts of the turbine like that. And so that's something that hopefully will be addressed here in Iowa too, that there won't just be purchasing of turbines, but there will also be on-site, in-state, job-creating manufacturing of turbine parts.